What's up, Clashers? Karchmeister here, and we got a big war recap video coming at you. Already searching for the next one, and we just got out of a barn burner. A 58-57 victory, last second victory that is, over an Iranian clan, which actually put up a pretty good fight. So we just got our 5th straight win, and we're going to start off with a replay from Squishy here. We're going to run through 2 Town Hall 7s, a Town Hall 11 fail on their part, and a Town Hall 11 success on our part. So we got a mass drag attack here from Squishy, bringing those max loons in the clan castle. He's going 3 rage. So with max drags, you can either do 3 lightning or 3 rage. Sometimes you can mix a heal in there with the rage if you want, but I prefer 3 rage. Just get him through this base. And next time, I might have come from behind the air sweeper just because that can get kind of annoying, but you can see a perfectly placed rage spell right there. It just got the dragons in it, and the key about spells is putting them where your troops are going to go, not where they've been or where they are. Obviously, you want to put it a little bit where they are so they're activated by it, like Squishy did here. He enraged the dragons, but he put it in front of them so that they would run through it and continue being enraged for another few seconds. And Squishy was smart to save his Barbarian King, as this dude, this defender, he had all 4 of his builder huts in the corner. So that's one thing you have to watch out with dragon attacks, is making sure you clear the outer buildings and it's not a race against time. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had like 99% 2 stars where the Barbarian King's coming to the last builder's hut and he raises his sword and then time expires, like just as he's coming down on it. And it's like so frustrating. Like, what on earth? So you gotta watch out for that time with the dragon raids. But Squishy's gonna have it in the bag. He even had a rage there at the end that he didn't really need. So big overkill here. Sure, it wasn't a maxed out Town Hall 7, but his dragons aren't maxed out for Town Hall 7 either. So by and large, this was a really great raid for a Town Hall 7 that's still working on maxing out their base, as we're going to see this last builder hut get destroyed here, and wrapping up a big 3-star victory for Squishy. That was a big one. So moving on to the next raid, we're going to feature Victor. He had a big war, got the 6-pack. What makes Victor's attack here so impressive is Victor is a Town Hall 7. So he's facing a Town Hall 8 in war as a Town Hall 7. At Town Hall 7, you don't have dark spells. You don't have a dark spell factory, and you can't take a dark spell in the clan castle because you don't have space for it. So he's luring this clan castle, and he's going to destroy it without the use of a poison spell. In order to do this, Victor brings a bunch of wizards and a bunch of archers, and that kind of coincides with the whole meta of hog attacks. You gotta bring cleanup. Because if the hogs get wiped out by a giant bomb near the end of the raid and you run out of them, you're pretty much screwed, because hogs will ignore the heroes until all defensive structures are destroyed and they actually come into direct contact with them. So you can see here even the Barbarian King is triggered by the hogs and he starts picking away at him. The hogs are not going to target back. They're going to keep going for the defenses, keep running around the base, until all the defenses are destroyed and they come back to clean up the king. Which means if your hog army dies and you're left with, like, say, 2 wizards, they're going to go and eventually just get killed by the remaining heroes. That being said, Victor does a great job during this raid. He brings cleanup. He's still got his Barbarian King near the end of the raid. He has hogs still left over. He has a lot of hogs left over. As you can see, they start to clump up here at the end. The opposing king's down. All defenses are down, and it's just a matter of time at this point, time of which he has plenty. Another key component about hog attacks is making sure you identify potential areas for giant bombs and how to avoid them, or trigger them prematurely like Victor tried here. So at the beginning of the raid, you can see he dropped a couple giants up near the top on the northwest side. That was to check for giant bombs, because giants are going to be tanking for those, whereas hogs are going to be taking considerably more damage. So you could see a giant bomb just went off there. Luckily, it was near the end of the raid and it didn't really matter. But one thing Victor checked out when scouting the space was there were really no spots inside the base where you could fit a double giant bomb. So he was smart to realize that yes, they were on the outside of the base somewhere. It's just a matter of finding them. So now we're going to run in and check out a fail. This was in the last 5 minutes of war. This dude needed to 3-star curve, and let's check out his attack. Let's see how he did. Now, of course, we all make mistakes, but in this case, I want to point them out so you guys know how to identify them, and we can avoid making them in the future. So we got the attacker. We'll call him Matey. He's coming in. Typical queen walk. He dropped, I think, 4 or 5 healers, probably 4. And he drops the warden in behind. So that's just to help tank. That's to help take out extra buildings with the queen walk to kind of charge in. And this is the first mistake. He blows the queen's ability like 20 seconds into the raid. Like, bro, you gotta save that. And then, okay, this is okay. He drops the golem in. And the clan castle. I don't know why you'd bring wizards in the clan castle, but he does. So he drops the king over there. The king is going to go around the base here. He's not funneling at all. And also notice back in the core, he's not using his poison spell. There's another key mistake. In fact, if you watch, the poison spell remains in his army space until the end of the raid. He never ends up using it. So king goes around the base. Stuff in the core remains unpoisoned. He drops his Valkyries in. They go in the core. They start doing a pretty good job. But he layers all of his spells on top of each other. You can see he dropped like 3 or 4 spells within one compartment, that main compartment, and that turned out to be a big waste for him. At this point, you can see most of his army is beginning to split up into small groups, which allow the defenses to easily pick them off. You have the king at the bottom, he's getting picked off. He still has the ability, he's going to pop that now. But that cannon and archer towers, they're picking away at him. You have the warden up top, and he doesn't do a lot of damage. He has a great range, so he can stand far away and pick things off, but he doesn't do a lot of damage. He has a couple Valkyries left, and then he has a witch in the middle. This archer tower closest to the witch is going to start just chewing away at skeletons. And it's like, I wish that AI would just smarten up. Like, get the witch. If you kill the source of the skeletons, you won't have to worry about skeletons. But it finally smartens up right there. It starts picking away at the witch. I don't know what caused it to do that, but we'll take it. So, witch goes down. He's down to the warden and a couple Valkyries. The Valkyries, all of which have taken a little bit of damage from earlier in the raid. And notice, he still has his poison. So, I guess that was just an error. He forgot to drop it and then figured, there's no point dropping it now. But here he is. He's down to just the warden. Time's going to run out on him. And 95% 2-star. So our Town Hall 10 defended against their Town Hall 11, which gave us a big W in this one, 58-57, saved us a star there. Lastly, I want to walk through my raid on their number 1, not because it was good, but because this base is so common and it's meant to be 1-starred, and I 2-starred it, so I want to show kind of how you 2-star this base. So I lured the clan castle with a hog up there, brought the clan castle down to the queen walk. So when you drop a rage, that's when it's best to drop your wall breakers in, because they do like exponential damage under the rage. So I dropped like 1 or 2 wall breakers. They busted through those walls, which have, fun fact, more hit points than the town hall. So the queen's doing her job. She's picking off these outer structures, working her way. We're trying to get her into the base. We almost messed up here. I kind of saved it by dropping a bowler on this army camp in the corner. You'll see in just a second. She gets through this archer tower, chews through the gold mine, and she's 1 hit from beating the bowler to this gold storage. And luckily the bowler beats her to it, which causes her to go inside the base. Now we dropped a rage here since there's 3 separate point defenses targeting the queen. So we dropped the giants in now, and we know the eagle's going to be triggered, so we dropped everything in. I did a terrible job of funneling. My king went around the outside of the base, so that was a mistake. Uh, like I said, this isn't an attack to mirror, of course, but I did get the 2-star. Queen goes down without using the ability. That was embarrassing. Um, Bowlers are going in towards the core, which was not anticipated either. So in this type of attack, you want the bowlers to go around the outside of the base. With the heroes, you drop the jump spells into the core and drop the Valkyries in, and the Valkyries are supposed to go in the core. You drop a rage in there, and it's game over. So, honestly, the only thing I did good in this raid was getting the 2-star. It probably should have been a 3-star, just judging on, I maxed out troops and heroes, but I messed up the king funnel. I messed up the bowler funnel. Luckily, the Valks went in. A couple of the Valks went in at the end, but I did miss the queen's ability, so she went down early. That's definitely an issue with all the single infernos these days, since the inferno nerf is you gotta watch out on the queen walk. If it locks on, it's gonna start doing exponential damage pretty quick. So we're just gonna speed through the end of this raid. Like I said earlier, the warden has an incredible range, and he's just gonna be picking off things, but he does so little damage. He wasn't able to get that in time. But we pulled a 62% 2-star, which was good enough to give us a victory by 1 star. Now, if it had come down to a tie, they would have won on percent. So it was pretty lucky we got that extra star, got the victory. It was a well-fought war on both sides, and we're looking forward to the next one. We're taking advantage of the additional XP bonuses that they're giving out right now for Clan Wars, trying to get that level 10 fired up. I can't wait for the donation upgrade to go up by 2. That really helps with donations so that some of the lower town halls can donate max troops. So that'll pretty much do it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.